The New Balance Indoor Grand Prix is officially over, and in case you missed the 60-meter dash this year, it ended the exact same way as it did last year and the year before that. Noah Lyles got the victory. I don't even know why I expected anybody else to challenge him, because at this point, it seems pretty clear that you cannot win much of anything in a sprinting event, the 60 or the 100 apparently, if you're not able to go through him. Because track and field is a sport where the only thing that actually matters is getting to the line ahead of everybody else. And Noah keeps on doing that. You have to understand. After watching the race live, I have very real emotion. Because I take what I do very seriously. I attempted to prep for this meet, specifically for the 60-meter dash. I have extensive notes on all of the athletes who are in the field. When I say all the athletes, I mean all the athletes. The ones whose names you recognize, the ones who won NCAA championships, but you weren't even really paying attention and probably forgot that they were even there. The ones who were just thrown into the field because we needed somebody else to fill it out, just being honest. Every single athlete I had notes on. But I didn't really need them because Noah Lyles was going to win. After the semifinal round, it was abundantly clear that nobody else was ready to run with him, at least not on that day. And visually watching where the separation between him and the field that he ran in the semi, him and the field that he ran within the final, the fact that nobody else in either heat was able to run on that level, it just looked like there was Noah and then the field. People want to see Usain Bolt type energy. They want to see an athlete who's just way out in front doing things that only they can do. And we just got to mail that in. Usain Bolt ain't coming back. Nobody's going to run those times again. At least not that I expect to see in the near future. But Noah Lyles is what we got now. He is the man who you've got to go through if you want to win anything. But now that I've got that off my chest, allow me to explain why I feel this way in detail. He ran 6.52 seconds to get the victory in the final round. A final that had Terrence Jones, who represents the Bahamas but formerly ran for Texas Tech, dominated the NCAA 2 years in a row, running the 60 and the 200. Outdoors, he kind of struggled, but it didn't really matter. Like indoors, he owned it in the NCAA. That's why he had the collegiate record in the 60-meter dash, 6.45 seconds. And after all that, we also had Trayvon Bromell, who, albeit, he is coming back from injuries. He didn't get to run anywhere close to his ability in the final, but we still got to give him credit because he's been a multiple-time Olympian. He had the World Championship bronze in the 100 from 2022. His 60-meter dash time, we had 3 of the 10 fastest men to ever run the 60 in that final. And he's one of those men. He ran 6.42 seconds back in 2023, right before he got injured again. But Lamont Marcel Jacob also showed up in the final. And interestingly enough, he technically didn't even qualify for the final. Udodi Onwuzurike, who was a NCAA champion in the 200 outdoors, he was supposed to be in the final. But it seemed that he pulled up towards the end of his first 60 of the heats. And as a result, they still filled out the lane and gave it to Lamont Marcel Jacob. So he was there. And I don't believe he broke 6.6 in the final, but he is a world indoor champion from the past. So there are very real talents on the starting line. As a matter of fact, I even left this out. Trayvon Bromell was a world indoor champion back in 2016, his first year out of college. Real talent showed up. And it didn't really matter. Noah Lyles was gonna win that race. Before the race started, when you watched everybody come out, it didn't feel like anybody really thought they had a chance. But if you're new here, I want to say thank you for even making it this far into the video. And I'm Coach Rob, the founder of SCArecruiting.com, where I rank the best track and field recruits across the entire nation. And if anything that I say actually connects with you, it is always greatly appreciated if you would please like and subscribe. But if I don't, just let me know in the comment section because I try to read them all. Matter of fact, if you were watching Beyond the Records, their pre-show from yesterday, well, yesterday at the time I'm recording this video, it was yesterday. On Beyond the Records, Noah Lyles said that he wanted to PR, and That didn't happen because he would have to go 6:42 or faster for it to be a PR. He ran 6:52, so like a tenth of a second off. But they also brought Trayvon Bromell, and he said on the show, if I can run 6'4", I would consider that a huge victory because I know that I'm at best in 6.5 shape. That's what his coaches told him. He actually didn't go quite that fast, even though he made it to the final. As for Lamont Marcel Jacobs, I don't really know what people expected. The man we saw at the Olympics in 2021 and at World Indoor in 2022, that man hasn't showed up to a track between then and now. The closest thing you got was the Olympics in the 100, where he went deep to the well to find something. I could be wrong, and I'd love to see him get back to that top level, but he's already had a career because nobody expected him to win the Olympic championship in 2021. I mean, if we're being honest, the sprinting world wasn't checking for Lamont Marcel Jacobs up until that moment. Lightning struck, and he came back for World Indoor. So if you count that, I guess it struck again. But Noah Lyles is the man who you have to go through. Over the past few weeks, there's been a whole lot of conversation about the 60-meter dash. Indoor times, outdoor times, whether or not we can trust the wind factors and so on and so forth. Hey, I've been a part of the discussion. But the only thing that really matters to me, hear me when I say this if you don't believe me, is who actually wins when you line up against folk. They lined up for the new Balance Indoor Grand Prix. A bunch of guys who had a whole lot of accolades on their names for the 60-meter dash specifically. And Noah Lyles got there in front. And it wasn't just that he did it, it's that it really didn't look like they had a chance before the gun went off. I also have to give a shout out to Miles Lewis of Puerto Rico, who did compete in the prelims. Because while I was digging up notes on all the athletes who were, I guess now I can say, apparently gonna lose to Noah Lyles anyway, I found out that we actually competed against each other while I was in college. Albeit, I ended up losing in that 100, but it is what it is. I do have to give a shout out to PJ Austin, who helped lead the University of Florida to a national championship back in 2023. He's turned pro and has kept on pushing. Granted, making Team USA in the 100 to the 200 is going to be incredibly hard for anyone who is not named Noah Lyles, Kenny Bednarik, Fred Curley, or Christian Coleman. For that matter, Arian Knighton. You gotta go through all of those men if you want one of those spots right now. Terrence Jones is the wild card. We've never seen him run pro. Most people haven't even really seen what he's capable of outdoors. But he was there, and he was the closest thing we had to making it competitive. Noah Lyles didn't have the start that people always want to see him have. But he knows the race to the line. So by 35 meters in, even though he wasn't cleanly in front, I was like, this race is over because we know what he got in the back part. And once he got in top gear, I've really never seen an athlete who can walk past folk, whether it's a 60 or a 100, the way that he did. He took it all the way to the limit in that Olympic final that we watched in Paris. But I also said before that race, the only way you're beating Noah Lyles is if you can run 9.7 something and do it on command, because he's going to give you what he has. And nobody in the world was able to pull it off. Because Shane Thompson got the closest, but he didn't actually pull it off for what it's worth. So here we are in 2025, where if you want to win a world championship, you're going to have to go through the same man who it's always been for the past few years. In the sport of track and field, confidence is everything, because when you win, that is just the moment when everybody else finds out what you already knew to be true, that fast is a lifestyle. Get your Fast is a Lifestyle track and field gear at scarecruiting.com/shop or use the link in the description below. It's a huge support to me and this channel, so I can continue to make you more content like this. And remember, it is always greatly appreciated if you would please like and subscribe.